Ever wonder what it would be like to take the plunge onto a super yacht working as a chef? You know, you've heard all the stories, great stories of great salaries and no expenses and no income tax in some cases, traveling the world for free. But is it all too good to be true? Is it actually that easy? Well, let's take a look at the pros and cons of the industry and what you'll need to work in the galley on a private or a chartered yacht as a chef. Now, to be honest, it's not all that complicated. There are a few pieces of paper that are mandatory. Obviously, some experience is really important, but because chefs, and especially organised and flexible chefs, are so few and far between, it's probably one of the easier roles to seek out if you want to join a yacht for the first time, provided that you can cook. You know, you'll need an STCW certification, and any crew working on a yacht are required to have an STCW certificate, and this certification is legally required on all charter and commercial vessels. It covers essential safety and operating training, working on a yacht at sea, and it's pretty unlikely to pick up a job without one. And to be honest, you actually do want to go through this training because it takes you through everything that you need to know for working on board, especially when things go wrong. Okay, so it's a good thing. There are lots of centres where you can do these courses. They take around a week and they cover all the aspects of safety at sea, from cold water immersion to live firefighting. Next, you'll need an ENG1, which is a medical certificate, okay? And it ensures that you're medically fit to work at sea. And this certificate is essential for all crew members on super yachts. And the doctor that performs this medical needs to be approved. So I'll leave a link in the description that'll take you to a list of people that can help you out. Next, you need to be able to cook, you need to be a chef, okay? Obviously, you need to be able to deliver on your role, so having some culinary training is relevant and having experience is really important, okay? However, many super yacht chefs have culinary degrees or diplomas and have often worked in high-end restaurants, hotels, and things like this, but it's not a concrete requirement. There are many different roles on board as a chef that require varying levels of experience, so it is possible to get in at a lower level. Okay. In my experience, the big requirements for this line of work are to be organised, good with time management, a good team player, and very, very flexible, okay, as this is private cooking. So usually it's up to the guests what they want to eat, when they eat, how they like their food cooked. It's not like restaurants where you set up a menu and people come in and pay for your food if they want to pay for your offering. If not, they don't come in. You must cook to the brief at all times, and you also must have a big cooking repertoire, a big repertoire of dishes. With yachts up to around the 60-meter mark, you'll usually be the sole chef, okay? So you're catering for the crew and the guests, so you need to be mega organized, and this is where some restaurant chefs really struggle to make the transfer from restaurants onto boats, okay? These galleys aren't a team effort with large brigades of chefs. On your yacht, you're the head chef doing the ordering, the menu writing, etc. The sous chef running the kitchen, the CDPs doing all the cooking for the sections, the pastry chef, the baker, and the commie cleaning mussels and spinach, okay? And the KP doing the washing up. So all rolled into one. So it's crucial that you've got that mindset right from day one. This is the most important trait for surviving in this industry. On the plus side, the job pays 3, 4 or 5 times the salary of the restaurant industry and offers a fantastic way of life for those who are passionate about cooking and entertaining. And the best part is, it's possible to train as a private chef and hone all of your skills simultaneously from day one, okay? It's a much steeper learning curve, but it's a much quicker learning curve than the traditional routes. You'll also need a food safety and hygiene certificate and knowledge of food safety and hygiene practices to ensure the safety of the food that you're serving to the crew and to the guests. And one final qualification to mention is the Ship's Cook Certificate. The Ship's Cook Certificate is a mandatory requirement for chefs on commercially registered vessels operating more than 60 miles offshore. With 10 or more crew members on board, this certificate just ensures that the chef has the necessary skills and knowledge to prepare safe, high-quality meals at sea. And it's worth noting that specific requirements might vary depending on the maritime regulations of the country that the vessel is registered in, okay? But for the vast majority of vessels and roles that you'll be taking on, it isn't strictly required. So if you're starting out, it's not something to worry about just yet. So that's all you need. From there, you can sign up to a few yachting agencies, and I'll leave a few in the description below. They'll ask for a CV that's specifically formatted for yachts and a portfolio of your food, some menu plans, etc. So if you're thinking about applying for these roles, start taking some nice pictures of your food and get a few menu plans together. If you'd like to know more about how we train our chefs for this fantastic industry, then check out the Road to 100K as a Chef. It's a free masterclass that we're running, and you can also find the link in the description below, or feel free to send me a message. I'm super accessible and I'd be happy to take a closer look at your situation and point you in the right direction from there. Have a great day. See you soon.